Come along, Albie and Rafa. We got a merry party going on. We've got our cleric. We've got our bard. I don't know what you are, Albie. High Priest house. So this is where the High Priest lived. Wait a minute. This is where they brought me when my back gave out. And the woman in front of that altar, she must be the High Priest's wife. Widow now. Now she's a widow. Hello? I'm sorry to disturb you in what is probably a bit of a troubling time. Beh'leeb? I saw her face, and now I'm a believer.
Yes. May I help you?
I was hoping to speak with the High Priest's wife. Are you she?
Please forgive the intrusion, Lady Beh'leeb. Oh my, your benevolence. Please, be at ease. What a terrible time this must be for you. I owe much to your husband. You have my deepest sympathies for your tragic loss. You honor me with your kind words. Look, dear, the royal priestess has come to visit us. Yes. What's that? Oh, of course. This picture told me to tell you that I have gone insane with grief and think a picture can talk to me. It is very sad.
She's talking with his funeral picture. That's normal? It's kind of sweet.
My husband, too, is delighted that the royal priestess has graced us with her presence. You can speak with Abbot Inmee? No, I don't possess the power to speak with the dead, but I can feel his presence.
What's that?
No, that can wait till later, dear. Later on, we will have sexy times, do not worry.
She's definitely speaking with him.
So, your benevolence, what is it that brings you to my humble abode?
This lawyer is investigating your husband's death. And I am watching him to ensure he does not tamper with any of the evidence. I know this must be difficult, but could I ask you some questions? A good friend of mine has fallen under suspicion, you see.
A friend of yours? So then, you must be Maya's friend from the States, correct? The United States of Japanifornia?
That's right.
I'm sorry, but I'm still grieving. Isn't that right, dear? Yes, I know. Abbot Inmee and his wife were one of the closest and most loving couples in Kurain. If she's not ready to talk, I will not allow you to press her any further.
She did just lose the love of her life. And what a looker he is, too. It would be incredibly insensitive of me to force answers out of her right now. But I need to talk to her if I want to learn more about the High Priest. Plus, there's the Warbat arrow that Albie found near the house. There's too much I need to find out for me to leave just yet. Would it be okay if I stayed here for a little while? Bobbed head, have you not been listening to a word I said? Look, your benevolence. I'm sorry for her loss, but I'm running out of time. So what I will do is promise to leave if she doesn't change her mind.
Please, let me talk to my husband about this. Yes. I know. No, don't. Not in front of the royal priestess. No. No, put that away. Don't put that out right now. Come on. Now, if you would excuse me.
Well, what the heck were they even talking about? You have but poured salt on her wounds. This is precisely why you lawyers are so despised. was just trying to help Maya's case. I didn't mean to hurt Mrs. Inmee. Oh, I get it. Her name is Beh'leeb Inmee. Trust in me and believe in me. Okay. Could it be that you actually... Could it be that you actually possess a conscience? Of course I do. But I'm also desperate for information. So, what do you plan to do now? Pass the time by looking around the room, I guess, and see if she changes her mind. Just see that you do not touch anything you should not. Guess I should watch what I touch then, just in case Princess Rafa gets mad at me. But I might lick everything in the room, Rafa. What then? What if I lick everything in the room? What would you do then? Huh? I'm gonna look around. You go pout over there. Let's look at this cool shrine. What a magnificent altar. Of course it is magnificent. It is for the Holy Mother, after all. The Holy Mother? Is she that faceless figure there? Such insolence! How do you not know who Her Holiness is on sight? Do you seek to cross over into the Twilight Realm right this instant? If I were allowed to touch blood, I would be doing so already. Sorry, it won't happen again. This is why lawyers are so despised. Now listen well. Depicting Her Holiness's face is the greatest taboo in all of Kurainism. It's worse than even being licked by a lawyer. There are none alive today who know what her face really looks like. Some speculate it was probably 2 dots and then another line and kind of a smile, just right there on the face. And that includes the members of the royal family. Wow, now there's an unusual custom. It's gotta be one heck of a secret if even the royal family can't know what she looked like. They don't want anybody to remember her unibrow. Alright, cool altar. We've got some pictures over here. Isn't that just the justice minister I met? Oh yeah, Mr. Cigar Man. But who's the woman in the picture next to him? She looks really important. Could she be the Queen of Kurain? TV, what's on? What show is this? It is the Plumed Punisher, warrior of Neo-Twilight Realm. It is based on Lady Kira and is the #1 action hero show in all of Kurain. The Plumed Punisher, warrior of Neo-Twilight Realm? I love that show! Yes, it is an entirely original show, created right here in our kingdom. It has nothing to do with types of metal or samurais. I'm not so sure about its originality, given its overall look and that theme song. Is something the matter? Well, it's just... Well, we have an action hero show back home that is very similar to this. I'm guessing this shows why Maya is so into Lady Kira. Yeah! Honestly, the theme song's exactly the same as the one from Maya's favorite show. The Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. It's a popular action hero series filmed right here in LA. That's why it's about Tokyo, and all the sets are set in Tokyo. Set in a city known as Neo-Old Tokyo, it pits the Steel Samurai in Mortal Kombat against his nemesis, the Evil Magistrate. Maya's collected DVDs and merchandise from that series as long as I've known her. I hate it. The Plume Punisher seems awfully familiar to the Steel Samurai. The Plume Punisher originated here in Kurain. Is that not clear, bobbed head? Yes, your benevolence. Note to self, never suggest that again. A poster of the mountains? Oh, the Inner Sanctum mountain is featured against those other towering peaks. Huh. Those beautiful mountains are known as the Roof of Kurain. And I see they have even included Mount Pony Pony in that poster. Mount Pony Pony? Is that the smaller peak to the left? Known as the Little Sanctum, it is just west of the Inner Sanctum. Is it not also beautiful? But I suppose a lawyer with a defiled soul, such as you, could not perceive such beauty. No, that's not true. I think it's absolutely stunning. Those heights are going to be important for some reason. I don't know why yet, but something to keep in mind. Hey, a little picture. Is there a stamp on it? Is this a piece of art of some sort? What a beautiful orb. Is something the matter? Bodhead, take one step back! Okay. Done. Did you spot something? Is there a spider? Yes, your dismal reflection. It was ruining the orb's beauty. Did you have to put it like that, your benevolence? Okay, fine. Alright, wanted post. There's a lot of things on the table over here. Let's just look around. Oh, it's a wanted poster for the rebel escapee everyone's talking about. What? Let me see that. That's horrible. That's horrible? That's horrible. Senior member of insurgent leadership and former paratrooper of, he's a former paratrooper, foreign land, wanted for crimes against the kingdom. So he's a paratrooper. He definitely escaped with a parachute. So he's ex-military, huh? His appearance alone exudes menace. He must be, his appearance alone exudes menace. He must be captured at once. Got that wanted poster. The paratrooper bit is gonna be really important. Something wrong? The bounty is 3 million damas, money that comes out of the people's tax payments. I shall have it lowered to about 1 million damas. You seem unexpectedly concerned with the people's welfare. Unexpectedly? How rude! Nana has always taught me that kingdoms that do not value its peoples come to ruin. As crown princess, it is only natural that I care for my people. How about sending some of that kindness this way? You'd be nicer to this guy. We could be friends. We could be friends, Rafa. Well, I suppose I could. If you quit being a lawyer and paid taxes to our kingdom, that is. Oh, well, through the shot. Because I'm definitely not doing that. You wouldn't get much anyway because nobody pays me. Ha! Pillow or board game. This game looks kind of like checkers or chess or Scrabble. You mean to say you have never heard of Catch-u-dem-all? Catch-u-dem-all? You gotta catch-u-dem-all. I have heard people describe it as Kurainese chess. So 2 players take turns moving their pieces in a bid to capture the other's kings. Gotta catch-u-dem-all. Not quite. In catch-u-dem-all, the object is utter annihilation of your opponent. Furthermore, each piece has a special move that can only be used once per game. They have different weaknesses. One piece is a fire type, another is a grass type, and so on and so forth. Special moves? Sounds like a game right up Maya's alley. Pretty popular. Might have to hear more about this Catch-u-dem-all. There's a steel samurai patch on this bag. Guess it must be Maya's. She probably left it here while she was performing that rite. We can't look through it? We can't rifle through her belongings and see what embarrassing things she has? This looks like an uncomfortable chair. What is this scary looking spiky thing? Oh, well, that's just your hair. It is a floor cushion for heightening a practitioner's mental focus. Your ignorance astounds me. There is not a soul in Kurain who would not recognize this. A floor cushion? You mean you're supposed to sit on this? I ain't sitting on this. My back's bad enough as it is. How else would you suggest it be used? Looks like a torture device to me. Maybe you just like rub your back up against it and you just... Alright, we got a trash can and a teapot over here. We'll get the trash can first. Looks like a wastebasket. Hey, there's an envelope sticking out. Don't mind if I do. Giving lawyers a weird name. Huh. There are 3 holes in a row near the top. That's what the thing was in. That's how we prove they're all connected. Now, where have I seen holes like these in this particular orientation before? Scrounging around in other people's garbage like some stray dog or some raccoon. You are a pitiful creature indeed. What does it say here? Say what you will, but I got a job to do. It says, to the high priest. You cannot even read? You are even more pitiful than I had thought. Thanks. And I will keep your words of wisdom in mind, your benevolence. Thanks. Guess I should have studied some Qur'anese before I came. I didn't know I was gonna have to be doing this kind of stuff with the leaders of the country. So the envelope was addressed to the high priest, huh? But it's empty. Still, there's something about it. I'd better hang on to it. It's very clear that this envelope, the arrow and the letter are all one piece of evidence. Kind of frustrating that we can't just like combine those items, but whatever, we know what it is. Lady Beh'leeb has not had a change of heart, and simply waiting shall not change that. Can't we wait just a little longer? I wonder if she'll ever open up.
Oh, you're still here. Lady Beh'leeb?
Mrs. Inmee, do you think you're ready to talk?
Is it okay with you, dear? Yes, I will let him know, yes. Lady Beh'leeb, you don't have to speak to this lawyer if it is not your wish. No, it's quite alright. If my husband were still with us, he would say...
As much as it pains me to have my lovely wife speak on such matters, if it would help to find the truth, then ask whatever you may.
Okay. I will take you up on your generous offer. Wait, did Mrs. Inmee call herself lovely just now? I mean, she's alright. Well, whatever are you waiting for? Ask your questions quickly so your departure may be just as swift. Yep, of course, yep. This lady is not crazy. She is completely normal. Trust in me. Do you have any idea why your husband might have been killed? Was he acting different or doing anything out of the ordinary lately?
No, I don't recall anything of the sort.
This is really difficult. Did anybody have a grudge against him?
He was a kind man, and one of peace. He would never do anything that would cause someone to bear a grudge against him.
You Fibby Magoo! Never do anything to hold a grudge against him. This is where we're gonna combine the arrow and the envelope and the thing. This means Mrs. Inmee is trying to hide something from me. This is the Magatama Maya gave me all those years ago. And it has a really amazing power. It glows in the dark, and you can use it to decode messages on the back of cereal boxes. It reacts when someone is hiding something. Oh, and allows me to see the Cyclocks that are holding that person's mind shut. Whenever I see any, I'll only have to touch my Magatama to try and unlock them. Yeah. We know all about this. Unlocking them all usually allows me to coax the truth out of someone. Well, let's see if we can't unlock your dark heart. It's creepy how it covered up his eyes so perfectly like that. Okay, the High Priest. Cyclocks. They appeared when I asked her whether anyone held a grudge against her husband. That must mean that Mrs. Inmee thought of someone who just might have such a grudge. Let's just stir the pot a little and see what happens. Miss Inmee, I have an idea of who your husband's real killer might be.
That would be Maya, would it not?
No, of course not. It has to be someone with a motive to kill him. This is who I believe had a reason to kill your husband. I actually would lean towards the escaped prisoner right now. I believe the escaped prisoner killed your husband. He probably thought that your husband would get in the way of his escape plan.
But were that the case, wouldn't Maya have been slain as well?
Oh. Yeah, you're probably right, actually. Guess I better find someone else with a possible motive.
You see, Maya must have been the killer.
No, it had to have been someone else. This is who I believe had a reason to kill your husband. Lady Kira. It was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. Everyone's talking about her.
I know not of what you speak.
Really? Because she even made the front page recently.
I am but a humble servant of Lady Kira. What reason would she have to kill someone as insignificant as I?
Actually, I have something that just might show why Lady Kira would kill Abbot Inmee. Would it be... the warning? Appears to be from the Lady Priest to the High Priest. There are holes. I'm gonna say it's the warning. This is a letter of warning from Lady Kira. Maya found it. It was in the inner sanctum, and only Maya and your husband were there at the time. Breaking on through. This letter reached its intended recipient. Your husband, the High Priest, didn't it?
And how do you know Maya wasn't lying to you? Because I've never seen that letter before, and I doubt my husband ever did either.
Sorry, but I have evidence that proves this warning was meant for your husband. It was in a signed envelope with his name on it, and we found it right here in your trash can.
What's that?
It's an envelope addressed to the High Priest. The warning letter was delivered to your husband inside this, wasn't it?
What nonsense is this? How can you prove the warning was delivered in this envelope?
There's gotta be some way to prove it. Wait a second. Don't the envelope and the warning letter have something in common? It's definitely the arrow. I think there just might be something that links the envelope to the warning letter.
There is!
Yes, and that proof is right here on the warning letter. There's at least 3 pictures. The spot on the warning letter that proves that it was delivered in that envelope. I guess any of these holes would probably be fine.
The 3 holes in the envelope
are in the same shape and arrangement as the holes in the warning letter. And if you fold the letter in thirds and place it in the envelope, the holes line up. As for what made the holes, I believe it was this. My attorney's badge. No, it's obviously the Warbad arrow. They were made by this Warbad arrow, one of the weapons favored by Lady Kira. The warning was folded in thirds, placed in the envelope addressed to the High Priest, and delivered to your husband on the points of this arrow. Broke through your chains! Let's have a chat! Open up! Trust in me? I would love to, I would. But I can't yet. Are you ready to tell me the truth now?
I admit the warning was sent to my husband, but he was not an insurgent.
Then why did you keep it a secret?
Because the authorities might have suspected him of being one, if I hadn't.
I guess that makes sense. If the rebel hunter was after him, I can see how people might at least suspect.
We are a Kuraina's kingdom. As such, rising up against the monarchy is the same as blaspheming Kurainism itself.
Your husband was a devout priest of Kurainism, and you feared that his good name would be tarnished if the warning went public.
Yes.
That makes sense, but is it the honest truth? What if the high priest really was a rebel? The rebel hunter would have had a motive to kill him. Still. This just doesn't feel like the right time to ask her about it. Could you tell me a little bit more about the warning?
It arrived about 3 days before the purification rite. When we woke that morning, it was already there by the side of our bed.
It was by the side of your bed?
Yes, we had the whole house locked up tight. And yet, somehow, someone still managed to slip in. Oh, it was so frightening, wasn't it, dear?
But you didn't contact the police, because you didn't want them to suspect your husband of being a rebel.
That's right. If only we had told the police, maybe Tarast would still be alive today. Oh, lovely wife, no need to fret, my dear. My only regret is that I left you all alone.
Bobbed head, that is quite enough! Yeah, you're probably right. Mrs. Inmee, I'm sorry to have bothered you at such a difficult time.
Don't be silly. I'm happy if I have helped. Your benevolence, may you swiftly shine light upon the truth.
Bobbed head, you seem bent on casting suspicion upon Lady Kira. And by doing so, you seek to deflect the blame from the real killer, Maya Fey. That is the only logical conclusion. Ugh. I'm in no position to disprove her at this point. If only I could find something to support my theory that the high priest was a rebel. The only other person who might know more about Abbot Inmee would be Maya. They might be done questioning her by now. Maybe I'll stop by the detention center. Whoa! My mother has said what? It seems I must go. Did something happen? Yes, my mother has decreed that a rite shall be held for the high priest's passing, and that she shall conduct the prayer of lament therein.
Her Eminence has so declared, has she? Oh, but she should not concern herself with a humble priest like my husband.
No, it is only natural, considering his meritorious service. The rite will be held at the palace. You are to accompany me there at once, Lady Beh'leeb.
Thank you, your benevolence. My husband is most delighted too.
How wonderful for you, Mrs. Inmee. A direct decree from the Queen. That must be quite an honor. Bobbed head, you are coming as well. Huh? But I don't have much time to investigate, and I was hoping to. As the one charged with monitoring you, you must remain within my sight at all times. We are going to eat together and sleep together and go everywhere together, whether you like it or not. Besides, it will take but a moment. Now come along. Ugh. Arguing the point will probably just make things worse for me. Better let her have her way this time. Fine. Let's go.